Success Ladders with Guneet. Communication is at the center of our life. Every second of every day we are communicating with ourselves, with our friends, with our family members, our colleagues, even strangers. And the quality of our communication actually determines how successful we become in our relationships, in our career, and in our life. And that is probably one of the reasons why communication and study of language is such an important subject. It is taught in our school, in our college, everywhere across the world. But here's the irony, the sad reality, the shocking truth of communication studies. All throughout 14 years of your school and over 4 or 6 years of your college, you actually study that aspect of communication which has the least impact on your life. Confused? Well, Mr. Albert Mehrabian came up with this theory on communication which now proves that when a person is communicating, only 7% impact of his or her communication comes from the actual spoken words. 38% of the impact comes from the tone, the voice modulation, the pitch, the rate of speech, the volume, the way you speak. And the remaining 55% of impact only comes from the body language, the facial expressions, the posture, the gestures, the physical appearance of the person. Isn't it sad that we spend so many years studying communication, but we only study 7% of it, and we never focus on the larger part, the 93%, which is non-verbal communication. That's probably one of the reasons why we are all failing at communicating our thoughts, our ideas, our emotions, our feelings effectively to other people. Let's imagine that I'm at a job interview and the interviewer asks me, "So Guneet, do you think that you are confident you can handle this job?" And here I am. "Yes ma'am, I am confident that I can take care of this responsibility." Do you think that the interviewer will hire me? You know and I know that the answer is a big no. Because only 7% of my communication was telling the interviewer, "I am confident." The remaining 93% was shouting out loud, "I am not confident." And the interviewer is more likely to believe the 93% non-verbal cues that I was giving out as compared to the actual words which I was speaking. Non-verbal communication has actually been a part of our lives, of human beings, of Homo sapiens, much longer than any kind of language or spoken or written word has been. And that is the reason why even today, your body, your expressions, your gestures are constantly communicating to the people around you what you are thinking, how you are feeling, and whether or not they can trust you. So today I am going to give you 5 very powerful tips on body language. If you use these tips, if you follow them in your life, they will help you to appear and to feel more confident in front of any audience in any given situation. And these will also help you to ensure that whatever you are saying, whatever you are speaking is congruent with the messages that your body is giving. This will help people to trust you, and this will help you to form better relationships with people. So let us look at these 5 tips one by one. Body language tip number 1, have an open posture. Let's say that you are a potential client and there are 2 salespeople from 2 competing companies and they have come to sell very similar products to you. They are sitting and waiting outside your office, and just as you enter your office, you have a look at both of these salespeople. Now, without even listening to their sales pitches, without seeing their products, I can tell you with a guarantee that you are more likely to buy the product from this salesperson. And do you know why? Well, that is because when we are feeling nervous, when we are feeling shy, when we are not sure of ourselves, when we are uncomfortable, unsafe, sad, defeated, we try to shrink and take as little space as possible. And when we are feeling confident and powerful and strong and optimistic, we expand. We expand our body, widen our stance, and make our presence felt. And this is true not just of human beings, but all the animals in the world. When an animal is feeling threatened or unsafe, it will try to shrink so that others may not see him. And when the same animal is feeling powerful and confident, it will widen and expand and take up more space. So if you want to appear and to feel more confident for your next important meeting or your job interview or at a party, remember to have an open posture. Always keep your spine straight, your chin up, your shoulders back, chest out. Always remember that the distance between your feet should be the same as the distance between your shoulders. If you reduce that, you appear less confident. Even when you are sitting down in a chair, take up some space. Do not shrink. You can rest your arm on the armrest, widen your stance, feel comfortable. Do not make yourself smaller. When you are listening to somebody, you can lean in a little to show that you are keenly interested in what the other person is saying. You can also tilt your head slightly, or you can keep nodding. Nodding is an excellent way of showing the other person that you are listening and you are interested in what they are saying. So that's a body language tip number 1. Have an open posture. Body language tip number 2. Use controlled gestures. Your hands and your arms and your feet are constantly communicating your feelings to the people around you. In general, people who are more confident will use less gestures. Their movements will be more deliberate and more controlled, and people who are feeling nervous will have subconscious or unconscious movement of their body parts. For example, you must have seen certain people who constantly tap their foot, or who keep playing with the pen without realizing that they're doing so, or they touch your ear or they touch their neck. All these are signs of nervousness. If you cross your arms or you cross your legs, you will instantly lose credibility. How would you feel if this is how I talked to you in the entire video? This is a universal sign of being a closed person. I am not ready to listen to you and I am not ready to share anything with you. I am defensive about my ideas and my thoughts. And this has many variants. If I close my fists and then do this, it shows hostile attitude. If I hold both my arms while folding them, it shows that I do not trust you. Some people have their thumbs out. This shows that I am defensive, but also I am cool. In any way, when you bring your hands in front of your body, sometimes people hold one arm with the other. Sometimes they hold something in front of them, like their laptop or their folder or their bag. Then some men have this fig leaf position where they cover their crotch with their hands, or they adjust the strap of their watch, or they touch their neck. In any way, when you bring your hands in front of your body, it is a universal sign that you are feeling less confident and therefore you are trying to defend yourself. If you look at this picture where two men are talking and their arms are crossed and their legs are crossed, it almost feels like they are having an argument. They don't seem so sure about each other. But as they continue talking, they begin to open up, they start feeling comfortable, their hands are open, their palms are now facing the sky, feet are open, pointing outwards. All these are signs of openness, and in the second picture, it actually looks like they are having a discussion and not an argument. So if you want to appear more confident and if you want to be somebody that other people can trust and share their ideas and their feelings with, have controlled gestures, make clear, deliberate, uncomplicated movements with your hands and your feet, and that is our body language tip number 2. Use controlled gestures. Body language tip number 3. Respect personal space. Every animal, every fish, every bird in the world will guard its territory. They all have this air bubble around them, and if any other animal or any human being tries to invade that air bubble and come very close to them, come in their personal space, they are likely to feel threatened and unsafe, and they are likely to attack back. Human beings also have spatial needs. Proxemics, which comes from the word proximity, is the study of the personal space of human beings. How much space a person needs depends on the area, the city, the country where they were brought up and the population density of that place. However, there are 4 generally acceptable zones for all human beings when it comes to our personal space. The first zone is the intimate zone, which is at the distance of about 1 hand from our body. This is the zone which is meant for our immediate family members, and that includes our parents, our children, our siblings and our spouse. These are the people we are comfortable hugging. These are the people we accept in our intimate zone. After this zone comes the personal zone, which is up to the distance of half arm from the body. This zone is meant for our close friends, our cousins, maybe some of our relatives, even some of our colleagues, especially at an office party. These are the people who we are comfortable standing close to, and these are the people who we find it's okay to gently tap their shoulder or touch their arm while having a conversation with them. After the personal zone comes the social zone, which is at a distance of 1 arm from the body. This is the zone for everybody who you have just met or everybody who you don't know so well, all your colleagues, all your clients, even strangers on the road. Whenever you are having a conversation with someone who you are not friendly with, always maintain the distance of 1 arm. The only physical contact we are okay with having these people is a handshake. Other than that, no touching on the shoulder, no touching on the arm, no hugging or side hugging, because that invades their personal space. After the social zone comes the public zone. So beyond 1 arm, when we are having a conversation with a large number of people, when we are making a presentation or have a public speaking session, then we accept a larger distance between us and the audience, and that is our public zone. Always remember that you must respect the personal space zones of people. So for example, if you have just met somebody and you're not friendly with this person, but you stand too close to them, or you keep tapping their shoulder while having a conversation with them just to show that you are friendly, this will likely have a more negative impact on that person rather than positive. The person is likely to feel uncomfortable, threatened by your presence. Maybe they will even step back a little just to show you that they are not comfortable with you. So if you want to be trusted by other people, if you want that you make people comfortable around you, if you want to have good relationships, always remember body language tip number 3, which is respect personal space. Body language tip number 4, look at them in the eyes. I have a small 2-year-old nephew called Rudbir. Recently, on a trip to my hometown Ludhiana, I was packing my bag to come back here to Delhi. I was folding my clothes in my room, and I suddenly hear his voice say, "Bua." I kept on doing my packing, and without looking at him, I said, "Hanji." And again he said, "Bua." And again I kept on doing my thing and said, "Hanji, bolo." And the third time he called out, "Bua." And this time I stopped what I was doing and I looked at him and said, "Hanji beta, bolo." And he says, "Aap kahan ja rahe ho?" I realized that until I had made eye contact with him, he wasn't sure if I was attentive, he wasn't sure if I was listening, and he wasn't ready to ask the question that he wanted to. Even a small 2-year-old child knows and understands that eye contact is an important element of communication, and you have to remember that people who make good eye contact, people who look at other people in the eyes, will have a much higher credibility than those who don't. It's also not good to, however, keep looking. So it is generally considered to be a good rule to make eye contact for about 70 to 80% of the time, and the remaining time you can look around, but try not to look down because that has a negative connotation. Another tip that I can give you here is the eyebrow flash. You know, when you meet somebody, when you see somebody who you are familiar with and you say, "Hi," when you flash your eyebrows like that, it gives a feeling to the other person that you acknowledge them, you are happy to see them and you like them, and instantly they have a feeling of warmth with you. Instantly they start liking you more. Remember, tip number 4 of powerful body language is to look at people in the eye. It will help you build trust, it will help you appear more confident, and it will help you have strong relationships, powerful relationships with other people. Body language tip number 5, show your teeth. Smile. It is one thing that is common between us human beings and our closest primitive cousins, the chimpanzees. When a chimp wants to show submission and friendliness, it smiles. And the same thing is true for us. When I want to show to another person that I am non-threatening and I want the other person to approve of me at a personal level, I will smile. Smiling is something that instantly creates feeling of warmth, a feeling of friendliness between people. It makes people feel comfortable, it breaks ice, it breaks down the barriers, and it helps us bond easily with other people. It has been proved in the court of law that people who give an apology along with a smile will get a lesser penalty than people who give an apology without a smile. Smiling is contagious. Someone great once said that world is like a mirror. If you smile, it smiles back at you. So smile is something that you can use as a powerful tool, especially in tense and nervous situations like job interviews, like important presentations, important client meetings, negotiations. Don't smile all the time, but use it strategically. Use it at places where it can help you build rapport. It can help other people like you. Not only will smiling help you ease the situation, help you smooth down the negotiation, it will also have a positive impact on your psyche, on your optimism, on your immune system, on your health, and not to mention your relationships, your career, and your life. And when you smile, make sure that it is a genuine one. A genuine smile is not only seen on our lips and on our cheeks, but also on our eyes. So a genuine smile is one where your cheeks are pulled back, your teeth are seen, and there are crow's feet around your eyes. So make sure you remember this body language tip number 5 to show your teeth. Smile, and the world will smile back at you. Our body language governs what other people think and feel about us. We all know that. Other people are constantly looking at our body language and judging whether we are professional or not, whether we are confident or not, whether we are authoritative or friendly. But what most people do not know is that our body language also governs what we think and feel about us. So your posture, your gestures, your facial expressions have an impact on your own thoughts and feelings as well. Which means that if you change your body language, you can change your thoughts and feelings. So remember this, the next time you are feeling low on confidence, you're feeling nervous, or you're feeling sad or defeated, all you have to do is change your body language. Just open up, widen your stance, push your shoulders back, make eye contact, smile, use positive, powerful, open gestures. When you do all of that, your brain will actually start releasing hormones that will make you to believe that you are now feeling more confident. And if you keep on practicing it, very soon you will become a more confident person. So it is true. You can actually fake it till you make it. You can fake it till it becomes natural to you. So the next time you are in a stressful situation or an important meeting, always remember these 5 body language tips. Have an open posture, use controlled gestures, respect personal space, look into their eyes, and show your teeth. I invite you to consciously take charge of your body language, to consciously control your actions. And when you start doing that on a regular basis, you will start realizing your true potential. Thank you, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. To stay connected with me, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notifications. You can also connect with me on Facebook. Thank you, and I will see you again very soon.